Hey everybody, welcome back to Tech Odyssey. So today I'm here with an unboxing and first impressions video of the brand new Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus. Really excited about it. I got mine in the Mystic Bronze color. Lots of upgrades over the Tab S6. It's got a huge screen on it. Big screen, 12.4-inch screen, 120Hz refresh rate, 10,000 milliamp battery, Snapdragon 865 Plus. This thing is completely loaded out. And I think it's definitely going to rival the iPad Pro. Samsung has stepped up their game over the last 2 years, and they're really trying to compete directly in that Pro tablet space, and I'm totally digging it. But before we talk about all this and I ruin all the surprises, let's get to the unboxing. But before we do that, I do want to say if this is your first time stopping by the channel, I appreciate you being here. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. Now, let's unbox a tablet. Alright, so here we are with the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus. Super excited about this. I do like that it has the increased screen size, 120Hz refresh rate, lots of great things, and now the S Pen has only a 9 millisecond response time, so it puts it on par with the iPad Pro. So Samsung's really gone out of their way to try and really improve this product to make it get on par with the iPads. Now, taking it out of the box, I got the Mystic Bronze color, but there are 3 different colors. You can get Mystic Black or Mystic Silver as well. And here we have our first look at it. Looks really nice, gigantic 12.4-inch screen. You've got a spot for the S Pen on the back, the cameras. The first thing I really noticed as soon as I took this out of the box is this tablet is gigantic. I knew that the screen was 2 inches larger than the Tab S6, but in reality and in my imagination when I ordered it, it just didn't seem like it was going to be this much larger. But I don't really have any complaints about that. This extra screen real estate is going to be really nice for working, for using it in laptop mode, and also for when I have it next to my bed at night whenever I'm watching videos. They've made some changes to the S Pen. It's got a more rounded with that one flat side on it, kind of like the Tab S6 Lite. And then the charger comes with it as well. It's not the 45-watt charger, but it'll get you recharged fast enough. We've got the SIM ejector tool, and it's funny. They give you a phone, and the phone has much larger documentation that comes along with it, and then you get this big gigantic tablet with the itty-bitty pamphlet. So I do find that funny. You've got the USB-A to USB-C charger in here. That's actually helpful because whenever we get ready to transfer our files over, we're going to need a USB-A to attach the adapter to. But there's no adapter in there, just like there's no earbuds in here, and there's no S Pen tips in here. So that's like 3 different things that are not in here that I kind of wish were in here. There's no USB dongle adapter either. So Samsung is really kind of cheaping out here lately with what they include in their boxes. But here we can see the Tab S6 right next to or right on top of the Tab S7 Plus. Like I was talking about a second ago, that size difference between these 2 tablets is very, very tangible. It's very obvious that this is a very large tablet. But again, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Looking up closer at the S Pens, you can see here the one on the right is for the Tab S6. It's much thinner, and then you've got the more rounded design with the different button here on the new Tab S7 stylus. I kind of like the S6 better, but I guess I'll get used to this as time goes on. I didn't mind it so much with the Tab S6 Lite. Here we have the keyboard case. This sucker is expensive, ladies and gentlemen. It's a $229 keyboard case. And I thought the ones for like the Surface Pros were expensive, but this one takes the cake. I mean, it's not as expensive as the Magic Keyboard for the iPad Pros, but I'm getting tired of this culture of more and more expensive. But it is nice. It's a larger version of the one that they had for the S6. It does feel a little bit more refined. I do like the buttons on it. The feedback is good. And then you've got the laptop trackpad or the touchpad down there as well. It connects with the 3 pins on the bottom, so all you have to do is just pop it on there and it connects magnetically, and you're good to go. So no problems there. One other thing that I like is this little flap they have on the back side of the case here that covers up the S Pen. It's a dedicated slot to keep you from knocking it off. And then you have an adjustable stand on the back so you can prop it up in pretty much whatever angle that you want for your convenience. Ta-da! Here we are with the Tab S7 Plus. The first thing you're going to notice as soon as you take this sucker out of the box is it is utterly gigantic. I had no idea that it was going to be this large. Like, I knew that there was a significant increase in screen size. I mean, 12.4 inches is a big tablet, but if you put it right here, like this is the Tab S6 right here on top of it, it dwarfs it. I was like, oh my gosh, my kids, my wife, everybody's like, man, this tablet is insane. But I totally dig that. It is a little on the heavy side. Of course, it's bigger and heavier than the Tab S6. I do like this keyboard case on it. I hope that it works out pretty good. You get the you get the DeX laptop mode and all that cool stuff. So it really is a great and capable tablet that you can use in lieu of a laptop in many situations, especially with the DeX on there in the laptop mode. It's really nice. You've got 4 speakers on here, Snapdragon 865 Plus. There are 2 different memory and storage space configurations. So I went with the 128 gigabyte storage model with 6 gigabytes of RAM. You can pay more and you can get the 256 variant, and it has 8 gigabytes of RAM. I kind of wish they would have just put the same RAM in both of them, but I understand, you know, they want to make a little bit more money, give you a little bit more than just extra storage, so there you go. The storage and memory correlation, not really going to matter because memory impacts the performance. Storage space is what allows you to save more things onto the tablet. So if you're not using 6 gigabytes of RAM, 8 gigabytes of RAM are not going to help you at all. So just to get that out of the way. Facial recognition. It's got the fingerprint sensor. It's an infrared one, or optical, whatever they call it, built into the screen. Works perfectly fine. I used it whenever I set it up. And then the only thing you're going to need to worry about there, though, is depending on what kind of screen protector you get. Some of them don't work with the fingerprint sensor. So like the glass one that I got on my Tab S6, you can't use the fingerprint sensor. So make sure you look around, look at some reviews, and find a good one before you pick one up. Beautiful 12.4 inch Quad HD Plus screen. 120 hertz refresh rate on the screen, so it is crispy and smooth and beautiful. All of the great stuff you could ask for in a screen, this is it. And it's directly on par with the iPad Pros now, both 120 hertz refresh rate. It even has a 9 millisecond response time with the S Pen, so that brings it on par with Apple as well. Another thing that they've changed with the Tab S7 Plus is you have a different S Pen on here. So the S Pen on the Tab S6, I kind of liked it a little bit better. It was thinner and it was a little bit more ergonomic for writing. This one very much resembles the one on the Tab S6 Lite. It's much more round, but it has the one flat side on it, so you can attach it to the back of the tablet. Now, the placement on the back of the tablet is still utterly horrendous. I hate it. I don't know why Samsung does this. So one nice thing about the keyboard case, if you get it, it has this little flap right here, which allows you to put the stylus on the back, and then you can close it right on top of it. So then you don't have to worry about it falling off all the time. I really do like that. It keeps it out of the way. Another nice thing I like about the keyboard case, if you do get it, is it disconnects from the little 3 smart connector pins on the bottom. So then you can carry it just like this. And it actually does make it a little bit more light. This keyboard, as nice as it is, of course, it's got the touchpad as well. So you can use that, and it's just like using a laptop. It's really nice. It's like using a gigantic Chromebook. That's one of the reasons why I really like the Tab S6 and Tab S7 Plus. DeX mode is nice. It's a great thing to be able to have, especially if you're on the go and you want to be able to have all the fine things of a tablet, but don't want to have to carry on a laptop everywhere. Really nice. So it's got facial recognition on it. It's nothing crazy to write home about, but it is there. You've got the camera right here on the front. It's front and center if you hold it in landscape mode. And then you've got the 2 speakers on this end and 2 speakers on this end, and it has USB-C connector on the bottom. There's no wireless charging, and you can't really fit this sucker on a wireless charger. It just doesn't work out that well. But it does have quick charge 4.0, so it recharges nice and fast. 10,000 milliamp battery. It's like 10,090. I'm just going to call it 10,000. Should get you through the entire day. That is plenty of battery to power this tablet. You shouldn't have any issues. Even with the 120 hertz display on, I'm not really anticipating any issues, but this is my first impressions video. I haven't had a whole lot of time with it yet to try and kill the battery. That's something that I will talk about more in my full review of this tablet. So it comes in 3 different color options. I'll go ahead and take this off the back so you can see real quick. Oh, one other nice thing about the keyboard case is it has this articulating little stand on the back, so you can use it kind of like the way the Surface Pros work. Really nice, works great. And you go ahead and take this off here. You can see it comes in 3 different color options. I got Mystic Bronze. It's also available in Mystic Black and Mystic Silver. So you have a couple of different color options to choose from there. Super, super thin, nice, lightweight profile. I mean, for being as large as it is, it's not overly heavy. It's just because, well, I mean, it is a large tablet. They can only make it so light. But as far as the dimensions go, it's nice, it's fairly thin, it's really not much bulkier as far as the thickness as the S6 is. So if you've got one of those already, you should be kind of familiar with it, other than the fact that it has a ginormous screen on it, which I'm really digging, by the way. Now, you can get the Tab S7 if you want. The Tab S7 does have a smaller screen, and it has an LCD screen on it, which I didn't want the LCD screen. I really wanted the AMOLED. The AMOLED displays are beautiful. You get better contrast, you get better colors, you get better darks, and you would get, well, they both have 120 hertz refresh rate. I just prefer AMOLED displays. I really wish they would have put one in both. And I thought that this was going to be mostly edge to edge, but you can still see right here, there is like maybe a 1/3 of an inch bezel all the way around the edges. So I'm not sure if they just did that for framing purposes or what, but it's not a complete edge to edge display, but the bezels are not overly large, and it's nothing that's really going to distract from the overall experience. So on the back, you've got a 13 megapixel and a 5 megapixel camera. It's capable of shooting 4K video at 30 frames per second. And then you have an 8 megapixel camera on the front, which is capable of 1080p. No 4K there. I don't know why they didn't do 8K like the phone can. The Snapdragon 865 Plus that's in here is capable of 8K video. It does 8K at 24 frames per second on the Note 20 Ultra, so I don't know why they have it disabled in here. Maybe just because they don't want you to take up too much storage space. Maybe because this is not really used for taking a bunch of photos and videos on the go. I mean, imagine trying to put this on a tripod. So I guess maybe that's one of the concerns, but if you're worried about storage space, it does have a slot for an SD card, so you can throw a micro SD card in there for extra storage space on top of whatever you have already. It's got an aluminum body, it's got Gorilla Glass on the front. Really, I think Samsung has done a really good job with it. Like their tablets before, everybody kind of looked at them as just a bigger version of the phone. Like what did it really bring to the table? It was different. And I like that, you know, iPad now has iPad OS. It's distinctly different from the phone. It's better for multitasking. It's better for productivity. You get the same thing here. You get that tablet tasking capabilities. You can do a lot of different things with it whenever you use DeX mode. I think that they're on point with that. And the whole One UI experience makes it feel like you're using your phone whenever you're using it. And one of the nice things I really like that they brought on board with the One UI software is that you can now connect your Samsung phone to your tablet, and you can get your messages and your phone calls right on your tablet and reply to them as well. And that's something I think has been sorely missing from the Android environment for a long time. And that's one reason I really like the Samsung tablets now, because I like to use Samsung phones. So being able to leave my phone somewhere around the house, I don't have to be sitting there, put the tablet down, pick the phone up, put the phone down, pick the tablet up. None of that stuff anymore. You can get it right here on your tablet, and it's pretty easy to set up. So it's $849 if you want to pick one of the 128 gigabyte models, and it's $929 if you want the extra storage space and memory. But pay attention with these. If you're looking for a deal, look on Best Buy. I buy a lot of things on Best Buy that I get open box. There's already an open box Tab S7 Plus for $730. That's like $100 cheaper. So I got mine from Samsung. I got a good trade-in deal, 450 bucks off for trading in my S6. So I felt like that was a decent deal because I got it open box for 480 on Best Buy. So I'm only losing like 30 bucks out of what I paid for it. I don't really have a problem with that. And I use reward zone points anyway. But if you're looking for a brand new one, you still want the warranty, check Best Buy. People buy things and return them all the time. But otherwise, and this is not a plug for Best Buy. I don't work for them. I'm just trying to help you find a way to get one cheaper if you're interested. But overall, I do like it. I'm really, really looking forward to using it more. I am going to do my full review here. I'll have that out maybe in like a week and a half or two after I've had plenty of time to use it. But I do enjoy the Samsung tablets. This right here is definitely a solid upgrade. It is very zippy, it's very fast, and the screen is just gorgeous. So if you like to have a big workspace, if you like to be able to watch HDR 10 plus content, if you like being able to multitask, use the keyboard case if you get that, it really is the best option that's available in the Android world, and I think that it works out pretty well as a laptop replacement. But I'm going to test that out some more for my full review of the Tab S7 Plus. Now, that's all I've got on my unboxing and first impressions of the fancy new Tab S7 Plus. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comments section. I'll get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, Please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.